Times like all you want to do is run. But hear me out, hear me out. If all the things you never show, there are the things I want you to know. Secret start in your heart to slow. But if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secret start in your heart to slow. But if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Here we go.
Okay, guys, here we go for another live. 1 second there. So I got to mute Kent for a second because his speaker always comes through on that one. Sharmain's in the house. Kent's in the house. Hey, Sharmain. Tweak, tweak.
Hello. Hello.
You got your, got your tweak on there, Sharmain? Just want to make sure.
I am. Got the munchies and everything.
Yeah, I know, right? Kent, how are you, buddy?
Good, but I don't like dill pickles, Sharmain.
You know what?
It's not
I
dill
don't-
pickle. It's dilly dip.
It's dilly dip. I was going to say.
It's dilly dip.
Dilly dip. Yeah.
So that, to me, that means like it's a dill pickle dip, is it not?
Anyways, stop talking. You don't like dill pickle?
I don't eat. I love dill pickles, but not dill pickle chip. But I can appreciate dilly dip. Different. Okay. I can
Lay's
appreciate.
salt and vinegar chips dipped in Costco dilly dip. It'll change your life. I swear to God.
Nope.
Well, you know, I know that tweaking gives you the munchies, so I just want to make sure that you're not just high on life, but high throughout this live. If that could, you know, I mean, obviously you're on something, Sharmain. It's apparent.
I'm all set. I'm
Oh,
good.
there's my online husband, Ben. Hi, Ben. Sorry, Ben comes over you too. Hi, Ben. How are you? Thank you, mods. Thank you guys for being here. Grand, nice to see you again. Johnny's in the house. Sharon Parker, Nancy. Hi, you guys. Hi, Missy. How are you? Nancy's in the house. It's different Nancy. It's not the Nancy that said that you were. No, that was Nancy Mills.
Well, I wish you would come back and come owed an apology.
Kent, did you get my message from Lindsay on there? Kent, did you? Did you, Kent? Did you?
No, I seen that someone said you were trying to get a hold of me, but no, I didn't have a message from you, Lindsay. Try it again.
Yeah. And someone named Eric said that, did you see him or my message? But I went to my other Facebook there, Eric, wherever you are, and I didn't see no message from someone named Eric. So unless that's a code name underneath something else, I didn't see anything in my email and it's not this Nancy either. Anyways, you guys, welcome to the live tonight. Now, honestly, before we get started, and this was just a quick rendition of this video. So as you guys are coming in, hi, Sally, good to see everyone here. Support Sunny, Sharmain, and Kent while they search for answers. Absolutely. Thank you guys for all you guys do, obviously. For whoever hasn't hit that like and the share, please do. Happy Wednesday, hump day to everybody. So if you haven't hit that like and the share again, please do. But I'm just quickly going to play a video. Cheryl and her husband had done a log, and I know that I showed another video. This one's just a little bit different, but I hadn't had time. It was literally just put together within 5 minutes. So I plan on going back to tweak it. Sharmain, no pun intended. Hi, Root Strength. How are you? Let's see here. I know you guys.
You just
hi,
let me
Ernie.
know if you need help tweaking. I'm a pro.
Okay. Hi, Bonnie. How are you? Hi, D Nova Scotia. Lindsay said that they sent it on Facebook. Yeah, with the time.
Yeah, I'll check again afterwards, but
Yeah. Hi, Melinda. Hi, Liv. Yeah, exactly. Kent Corbett's in the house, obviously. Carpenter, hi, how are you? Tasha, how are you? It's probably in your message request because I'm not your Facebook friend. Hi, Amanda.
well, I
how
had
are
checked
you?
there when somebody said on the chat that you were trying to get a hold of me, but it wasn't through by then.
Yeah, maybe they're tweaking.
I will check after the live.
Hi, Lisa. How are you? Would be yummy right now. You know what? Yesterday, this is my husband. I just want to say this because, so I was going to have the bacon dip because normally I get French onion, but I bought two. I bought the bacon, French onion and the bacon dip. So I thought I went into the pantry and I grabbed the cheddar and sour cream chips instead. And I was like, you know what? I'll have the bacon later. All of a sudden, husband comes into the room last night and goes, hope you don't mind, but I'm grabbing some chips and the bacon dip. And I'm like, well, of course, the day I was going to have it has been decided. So I'm just like, yeah, go ahead. But anyways, my go-to, I'm a chip and dip person through and through. I don't need chocolate in my life. I mean, chocolate's nice, but give me chips and dip, salsa and Tostitos or salsa and cheese sauce, and I'm good. I'm a chip and dip. That's my comfort food.
Okay, my bad. So this is actually, it's the dill and herb dip. Like, if you guys can get to Costco,
right?
Go get it.
Herb. The
Go
herb
get
makes
it.
the difference. If it was just dill, forget it.
So
You
good.
lost me. Okay. Thanks you guys for all being here. So I'm just quickly going to play that video before we get started. So Sharmain can chow down some more of her chips as I play that video on there. And we'll see you guys in just a second. And 1 second here. Video file. So thanks to you guys for everyone that's here for Jack and Lily and the support and love. And again, this was just a rough video put together in 5 minutes. So I'm just going to say that, but thanks again for everything that everyone's doing for Jack and Lily. Okay. It's off screen.
In the quiet dawn of a May morning, two little hearts went out to play. Lily's laughter, Jack's small footsteps vanished with the breaking day. Come home, Jack and Lily, we're praying for your steer. The woods are deep and silent, but our love will draw you near. Through forest paths and endless trees, searchers called your names aloud. Hope flickered in the morning Pictou County. Stars shine with gentle grace. The community holds a vigil, longing for your embrace. Come home, Jack and Lily. We're praying for yes, dear. The woods are deep of silence, but our love will draw you near.
Let us back up here with the stuff. So that was just quickly done. Okay, guys. I will tweak it a lot. And anyone that wants to send in pictures of their rocks and stuff like that, or pictures for a video, I will gladly use this song and use your things to put into a video for this, because I think it's a beautiful song. It's by Russell McDonald. And hold on, let me just, I feel naked without this. Oh my God, I feel so much better now. And yes, Kent, ketchup chips for the win. Sharmain and that are still muted. Let's unmute. Wow, Sharmain can unmute herself, obviously. Put the banner back up on there. So thank you guys again. Prayers to Jack and Lily. Oh, how did I get? See, Kent, what happened now? How are you on top of me? That's what I'm seeing. What the heck's going on with that? 1 second. I can't. He's not allowed to be at the on top of me like that. Ben would first of all disapprove, and same with my husband. Let's try this again. I don't know why it doesn't update this properly there. My goodness. Okay. Anyways, you guys, yes, very beautiful. You know what? People in the States barely know what ketchup chips are. Just saying. We know what they are because we have them. But yes, so thank you all you guys for all your wonderful work that you guys are doing, whether it's a song, whether it's a poem, whether it's pictures and stuff like that. Again, thank you guys so much. Okay. Now, Sharmain, did you see your benches in there? The bench?
I apologize profusely. I was not watching.
Oh my God. You were literally, that's what, hold on 1 second. How rude. Let me find it. Hold on. 1 second. Now you're just kicking me off because I was like, Sharmain, I literally put these benches in there. Hold on. Nope. I think it's before that.
I'm sorry. You told me to wolf my chips down, so I did.
Yeah. Well, I know, but I thought you were paying attention.
But our love will draw you.
There. He says donated by. There we go. Oh, you didn't even pay attention to that. Okay, we'll stop that there. Anyways, so of course,
I assumed it would be in there. Yeah.
But this is the bench that will be going out, of course, and it'll be shipped out. When do you think it's going to get shipped out? You think?
I'm going to push and try to get it there for Friday to Kelowna. And then she is going to be updating me as it's en route, and coordinate with Kent and another lady in Truro to get it to Pictou.
Okay, perfect. And, I mean, if you could just do one more. And
I also got a final cost for shipping, and when I have approval to put the names out, I will put the names out because these people are phenomenal. Everybody that's helping behind the scenes. But get this, like the first quote I got was a discounted.
You're lagging.
Am I back?
Oh your face was fine then. Yep, your face was perfectly fine. Yeah.
I bet it was. Yeah. Anyways, it was $458. The first quote that I got. The last quote that I got, this company is amazing. $193, guys, to get this bench across the country.
Nice.
So
Nice.
that is incredible. And like I said, once I have permission to put the names out there, everybody is going to get a huge shout out. So
Yeah.
having said that, though, I don't know if you want to or how we're going to do it, but if anybody does want to help with that cost, I got $45 so far donated towards that 193.
Well, just put out your email, Sharmain, because people can send you an internet e-transfer. So just put out your email to anyone that does want to help with that cost. If whoever wants to, okay? You're not forced to. Well, actually, if we could just pin them down.
Absolutely not. Yeah. But my e-transfer email is different than my public email. So I'll get you to reach out to me on Messenger or on my True Crime Story Pod email, and I'll give you because I don't want to put it out in public.
Okay, so just put up your thing that you want them to reach you at, if you could. Anyways, again, thank you guys all for your beautiful work. Sharmain, can you do me one special favor as well? If Mike Damon is still in the house, I think that if you could just give him a special hello from our channel to his, if you don't mind, please. Thank you. I don't think he would
only
want
if he agrees to tell me where his accent is from, because people are like, he's French Canadian, and I was like hell he is. No, he's not.
He ain't no French Canadian. Yeah.
My guess is either Norwegian or German, but I would like confirmation of that. Yep. Hi, Mike. Mike, demand everybody go sub up. Is that what you wanted?
Oh, well, didn't ask for the sub up, but go ahead. If you guys don't know who that is,
I don't think he's Dutch, because my family on my dad's side is Dutch, and that's not what they sound like. So I thought German. It sounded very thick German to me.
I'm gonna go with Denmark or something. I don't know. Fucking Polish, yeah.
And other people are saying South African. No, he's not South African. My doctor is South African. That is not South African.
Denmark, yeah. I'm just gonna say across the pond somewhere. That should cover everything, right, Kent? What do you think, Kent?
It's hard to say. I'm not good with dialects.
Me neither. What's his channel again? I'll pull it up. Just give me a second. 1 second. I'll pull it up. I'm pretty sure he said, Sonny, I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Sonny, for every live you do and every hour that he watched. He's sitting there. He needs a bib for all the drooling. I'm pretty sure he said. It was something close to that. I just believe the words in there were, Sonny, you're amazing and awesome. It was close to that.
That's right, Root. Root has got it right.
What?
Tell Mike that you're not the other one.
And I just want to clarify that, because yes, he is the first one that referred to me as that other one, but that's not why I changed it. I changed it because everybody started referring to me as the other one. Everybody. Yeah. So
more people are starting to understand that.
Well, now that I changed it, everybody seems to be able to find me. But yeah. Go figure.
I mean, you guys can probably, some people can do it as Sonny and Cher. I'm okay with that. Sonny and Cher, close enough. Sonny and Cher. Anyways, that's the channel right there for Mike on there. And I mean, I guess he's not watching right now, or maybe he would have said where he's from, or maybe he likes to be mysterious. Maybe he likes to have people guessing. You know, who knows? Okay, you guys. Again, thank you guys for being here. What we're going to do, you guys, is I know that on the live the other night, if that one was specifically, what I'll say was toned down. I really do want to get back on course, no matter what anyone puts out from family and stuff like that. Bottom line is, we're always going to sift over the information no matter what, that's what we do. We want answers for Jack and Lily. We want a consistency. We want a timeline. And you know what? We take what we get. And that's really the gist of it. So just to ask you, so I had asked Sharmain and Kent, I said, I want this live to be a certain way. I just wanted to go over the information, put it out there to you guys, right? And knowing full well we still have our own feelings and thoughts. Apparently, people thought that Sharmain, because she wasn't saying a lot. Well, Sharmain, you can speak for yourself, to be honest with you.
Can I, though?
Well, hold on. Okay, go ahead, Sharmain, speak.
Okay. Well, as far as all that goes, I was being respectful to how Sunny wanted the live to go. But I mean, even on a good day, you guys, you know that I don't speak up, I don't pipe up. I'm not a big talker. So even though it was even a little more subdued than I normally am, I don't think that I'm, you know, carrying the show or whatever. Sunny was accused of carrying her own show the other day. So, I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be. And usually when I'm giving my opinion, sometimes I get feisty, but usually I try to keep it respectful anyways, because that's just the way I am. But I don't know how far you want me to go, because
I just want you. Again, I mean, we curtailed it back because it wasn't about stopping every minute and giving our input on what's kind of, inconsistent in that. It was just about putting out the information,
not dissecting it. It was just about presenting the information. There was really not even a need to question any of it that night. It was for you guys to hear and then take a day to absorb everything. And if you felt like it, take the content and then compare it to previous stuff. I mean, if that's what you wanted to do, that's what that live was about. And there was a lot of information. So having me pipe up every 2 seconds to say my piece would have been, number one, redundant, and number two, it would have taken forever. And let's be honest, I would have got Sunny fired up, and her whole new aura would have gone to shit. So,
well, exactly. So, again, I just want to tone it back down because, there was this, after it's kind of like going through a divorce or going through emotions. Yeah. Is like, you get, at first you're listening, then time keeps going on and you start getting frustrated. Then you're watching somebody come in and out of lives, never explaining themselves all the time. And it felt like a game. Well, I hate games and I hate lies, and everyone tells lies, but then there's little white lies here and there, and then there's big whopper lies, right? But I just don't like being played for an idiot or a fool and stuff like that. So then it started becoming more that I was just kind of getting really angry with what I was watching, considering 2 children are missing and these games are going on. And so, but then you think about it, and at the end of the day, Daniel, Malaya, there has been nobody charged at all in this case. We don't know the answers fully to Jack and Lily. And yes, so can we still dissect stuff? Can we still talk about it? That's what I want to bring it back to, is that we're still putting out the information. But of course, we're not going to sit there and think that, Danielle has these beautiful butterfly wings, or Malaya does, or Janie does, or anyone does, because it's about Jack and Lily. But if they're going to put out information, obviously it's going to be scrutinized by anyone that sees the content. So obviously Daniel wanted to put this information out, and like I said, for me and the channel and Sharmain and Kent, right? It was a matter of just putting out the information the other day, regardless. And if I want to flip flop like a fish, a big freaking trout or a whale, I will. Basically, bottom line is I'm at a loss exactly what happened to Jack and Lily. Oh my goodness, a big bug just landed right in front of me, but whatever. I'll move on from that. That's a big one with legs. But anyway. Is that Jack? Is that Jack
That's
coming?
Jack, say hello.
And you know what? Who
What are you
knows? You just get
saying, Kent? I thought Jack was at Michelle's house. What do you mean? What
stop
do you
He
it.
mean,
can't
Yeah.
send
Kent?
it. He can't send a bug to his friends.
Of course. It's,
Not
you
from
know what?
Michelle's house.
I'll tell you something. When me and my husband got married, and we did it outside in the back of this Justice of the Peace's yard, and my mom, she likes certain butterflies, and I think it's the monarch butterfly. But anyways, just as me and my husband were standing there, like literally a big butterfly, the one that my mom loves, went right between, like literally went right between us. It was like one of those moments that sometimes you just smile and go, thank you, thank you, you know. So I'm one of those ones, is that I am spiritual, but I'm a very grounded spiritual person, meaning I think that a lot of things are possible, and I don't have a closed mind to anything, even including this case. I don't have a closed mind. I'm not set in one particular, thing. If information changes and stuff like that, that makes a difference to it. At that moment, has anything changed with how I feel? No, I still feel like that the timeline does not match what is saying to have happened. So unless something can change my opinion of that, there's nothing that has changed. Let me start with Kent. Kent, the information that has been presented to you, what are your thoughts at this moment still, if it comes to, thinking about Lily and Jack? Um,
Well,
did any, go ahead.
like I say, I want to believe they're alive, and in that scenario, um, hope is all we have. And as far as the information, like, I don't know if it's because, and I'm not talking to Daniel every day, but usually once every couple days I'll send him a question here or there, or I'll be talking to somebody else and discuss things, and it just, even though some of the items within the timeline, such as the kids going to bed in their clothes, was new, the overall story, um, the information isn't really changing that. It's that two kids have gone missing uh, under mysterious circumstances. And so that's the good side of things. And on the bad side of things, if something has happened and they're no longer with us, we just pray that we get to have the opportunity to pay the proper respects to Jack and Lily. They are what I would call now probably Canada's children, at least Nova Scotia's. When you say the name Jack and Lily together, people know what you're talking about. And yeah, so it just brings you all back to thinking about everything that has been said, and from family to RCMP to others. Then you look at the online stuff and you try to put it all together and say, excuse me,
That's you.
and say, like, all right, what could have happened here? Why are we, the big question that I think people are starting to ask themselves, no matter what they believe, is why? And that's going to be a question that we're going to be asking for a long time, even after we find out what happens, because the general public might never know the full story behind why.
Correct. Hopefully it all comes out. Yep. Is that it for you, Kent?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Kent. Well said. And Sharmain, what about you? I know that you said nothing's changed for you, regardless of this information coming out. Where are you sitting with everything? Oh, are you eating chips again? Stop. Put it down. Come to us, Sharmain.
So, no, nothing has changed for me because it was almost... It was almost insulting that we were given these long diatribes from Daniel, and that was supposed to erase the last 3 months of inconsistent statements. And I mean, I've heard people say, well, you know, it was a high stressful time. I've said that. I said that from day one. We don't know what these people are going through in their minds, but there's a difference between inconsistencies because of stress and your memory is changing. And then and when I say inconsistencies, I'm being polite because they're completely different stories. And it's like we forget about everything that was said last time, and now we're supposed to go with this new timeline and this new information. And little things like Malaya saying, well, Daniel lies to the media, but he tells the RCMP and CPS the truth. Well, my question is, how are CPS and the RCMP supposed to know what's the truth? That in and of itself makes zero sense. And that is coming from a very immature 28-year-old mother of 2 missing kids who she's not looking for. And it doesn't matter to me that on Friday he's going to have a sign at the end of his driveway, 3.5 months in, thank you. Or that he found his stapler, thank you. They're still not using their social media to post missing persons signs. They're not in chat rooms saying, my kids are alive, I want help finding them. Keep your eye out for their precious little faces. They're not saying any of that. It's always about, not Malaya, but with Daniel, it's always about, I'm the only one standing up for these kids. I'm the only one fighting for Jack and Lily. Are you really? Because I haven't heard you do that once. I've heard a lot about what you've done. I've heard a lot about how much of a hero you are. I've heard all of that for 3 months now, but I haven't once heard you say, help me find my kids who I think are hidden. You haven't once said that. So respectfully, this, just because you took extra time to type it out, means nothing to me. And there are more inconsistencies in this stuff. So
that is true. Yeah. Again, I can't not agree with Sharmain. I don't need to repeat what Sharmain just said. I agree wholeheartedly with what she just said on that. Again, if family members want to put out their side, but it is really hard to take back 3 months of time, and then again, new inconsistencies again. I mean, after the live, right, I had asked Daniel, if it was, a good live, like obviously, it's not like you're going to change people's perceptions overnight if you want them to believe in what you're saying. I know that in the posting, he says that, I will be the target of whatever. Well, bottom line is that, Daniel, Malaya, Janie, everyone's going to be underneath scrutiny because the children disappeared on that property underneath the care of Daniel and Malaya for that. And again, well, let me just ask you, Kent, did you notice more inconsistencies yourself in what was said in the post, or what he's has said, and a couple other things that he's changed now?
From the beginning, I can say yes. I wouldn't. I wouldn't go in front of anybody and say that things haven't changed. Um, the way that he says it, I think, has changed also. Um, but the details, like the thing that I find hard is such as when Malaya showed us that 1001 was the 911 call.
Mhm.
Then when I'm asking Daniel a question about that, and he says, well, no, don't believe it was 1001 unless you see a screenshot. And I said, well, that's how we know it was 1001 is because we seen the screenshot of the outgoing Wi-Fi call the other night in her messages. And then he thinks it's 9:59 or 10 o'clock. So he's right when he's saying that it wasn't 10:01, but if it's 10 o'clock or 9:59, like all along, the RCMP have been saying about 10 a.m. And that goes back to the same reference as the 9:40 thing when he said, well, no, it's like 5 minutes before that. Those are seems to be nitpicking. And if you're only a minute or two off,
Who cares?
what is the purpose of saying that the other person is wrong and you're right just to try to make yourself be right?
Correct. Because I remember that Kent in a post to Sharmain with Daniel is that he said, let's just say Malaya's time at 10 o'clock is, what was it, is false. And he said,
Yeah.
we'll just leave it at that. And it's kind of like, dude, so, but that makes it seem like that was a complete lie on Malaya's part. And yet we get the screenshot and from the Brooke side of the family. And because Lana had given a couple of screenshots, right, that were supposed to be used for the live. So when 1001 is going to somehow, do you know what? When you say that it's false, you're thinking like, well, it's just complete bullshit then. So when it's 1001, it's like, who would even think about making a deal about that or saying that it's don't believe Malaya on that, right? So it's these things now,
Daniel would.
right? Well, Daniel has, right, and that's the thing again, right? It doesn't matter if it's Malaya, Daniel, or any other family member, okay, excluding Belinda, okay, is that these are their own words, and that's what I'm trying to get back to is like not the attacking side of Daniel, yeah, it's just more of what it is that we're seeing. We're outsiders looking in, okay? You guys know how true crime works, and you guys know that everything that is said is going to be scrutinized. Now, some of it I do bypass if I think that it has, that potential just to be a simple mistake. Things like that do happen, absolutely. But this isn't just simple mistakes. This is full on story changing. And in some instances, you have, like three multiple versions of the same thing said a different way. Now, Kent, just to go back to you recently, one of the things, well, I think Daniel said it in the post here. So one of the things that, bugs me is stuff like this. Again, it's been 3 months, over 3 months now. And he said, that's right. Now that I've had time to think about it, it was Malaya that said, I tell Daniel, do you hear the kids? And now he's taken back from the fact that he said it was him that said, I asked Malaya. Now, that one in particular, do you put much care into that one so much about who said it? I mean, even though all of this goes by the timeline of them being in bed when they were asleep, who was awake, who wasn't, who seen Lily and Jack. So does that one mean much to you guys that he's pulling back from that one, or no, or yes?
It doesn't mean nothing to me because at that time they were both in bed. Maybe both have been sleeping, and they're just developing the alibi. Like
Right.
it's just not like it doesn't. It's the same as Daniel having another girlfriend. It doesn't matter to the fact of the case that Jack and Lily are missing. If he does have another girlfriend, which he said he doesn't, he basically asked me, "Oh, if I did, I wish I knew her name." Um, but the thing is that person wasn't around when Jack and Lily went missing. So it's an add-on
Right.
to the story and the narrative of being able to say that it doesn't look well, that he's going out with somebody else that quick, or when kids are still missing or whatever. But it doesn't have anything with the bearing of what we're supposed to be talking about and focusing on.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say to Mama Angie, just responding where you say that if he's opening his mouth, he's lying. Well, you can't say that entirely either, because there's some things that the RCMP have stated that he stated either before or after. And you can say that he's just repeating their stuff then, but you can't make that blanket statement that someone is lying about everything that they're saying.
Yeah.
Now, if it's stuff that he's putting out there, if that's what you mean, I understand where that would be coming from and whatnot. But you can't just say that everything he says is a lie, because we're being told on truths by everyone here. Like the only one that we can say that isn't telling us on truths so far is the RCMP. And now, and I bet you there's 80% of the people that's in this chat are still thinking that drugs are involved somehow. But we have 3 people that have been independently told, one of them where we all trust, that are stating that the RCMP told them that drugs aren't involved in their investigation. So maybe we are getting some untruths from the RCMP too. And I'm not blaming for that. They're doing whatever they can to try to advance the investigation. But we're getting not enough or false information from too many sources.
Mm-hmm. Sharmain, on that one, take on that one.
We are not getting false information from the RCMP. What is happening, and I'll bet my life on it, the RCMP are giving certain people information that they know is going to be put out into the public. No matter what they tell Daniel, they know. They know. Otherwise, they wouldn't tell it. It's that simple. But the RCMP did not come out and tell the public that this has nothing to do with drugs. They told 2 people, plus Daniel, 2 people that are well known in this community on this case, being on social media, being very loud on social media. And you're telling me they didn't want that information out? Even if they told Daniel, I'm really disappointed that they put that information out. Really? Do it? I get it. RCMP have earned it from you guys, but come on. Come on. Just give me a small break on that one.
And that's where I sit too, is that RCMP will always put out what they want to put out. They want it to be there. for a purpose. So I agree is that Belinda and Darren were told that there's no suspects. And that doesn't mean they don't have a suspects, but obviously they're not going to, again, if they haven't told us that they're suspects, they're certainly not going to sit there and go, well, just by the way, obviously, right? They know exactly what they're looking for. And are they going to put out information because two people, especially, are on social media? And again, this is up to Daniel he can believe in whatever he wants to believe when it comes to his own truth and stuff like that. But again, we've been in true crime, me and Sharmain. Sharmain, again, say how long you've been in true crime yourself. How many years?
I mean, in total, if we're really talking about it, I was in criminal justice, like in college when I was 22. I'm 51 now. So, I mean, a long time. Publicly, though, like in podcasting and stuff like that, that was last 4 years now, I think, going on 5 years.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, so for people that are new to this, like I said, it's not our first time at the rodeo. We see these cases all day long in the US. They're a dime a dozen, to be honest. Cases that are weird like this and odd like this in Canada, not so much. But then that's a whole different population, right? 350 some million versus like 37 million here in Canada. So in Canada, is this a twisted case? Absolutely. Ask America if this is a twisted case. Not really, to be honest with you. There's a lot worse out there for cases, even including the two that have been going on lately. Bottom line is, again, everyone can think for themselves and have their own opinion about RCMP, Danielle, Malaya, Janie, and anyone else. The only person I will never take away from is Belinda. Again, it's a grandmother that's fighting to have answers for Jack and Lily. She's made that a focus, through sleepless nights and through going through a lot of drama going on beyond this case. I find it absolutely heartbreaking, honestly. I find it honestly, and I'm speaking for Belinda because that's who I talk to most, right? Of course, out of any person. And I just find it absolutely heartbreaking, disgusting, what she's witnessing for happening in this case for Jack and Lily. So by all means, again, your eyesight is very clear. People's brains are very wise to when they feel like they're being deceived, or being manipulated, or when there's oddness or wackiness to a case. You guys aren't dreaming it; it's real, and that's what's happening in this case. Do we question the things that are said? Absolutely, right? If Daniel speaks up even once, are we going to sit there and dissect it? Absolutely. But as time has gone on, the inconsistencies throughout this case and outright avoidance of being out in the public to the media. And I'm speaking a lot more from Malaya Brooks' side of things on this one. I'm sorry. Again, I don't care. They don't have to like me or anything. I'm not the one with two missing children, right? If it was me though, you bet your bottom dollar I would be in front of every news station that I could. And if podcasters asked me to come on, absolutely. Now, these people that aren't aware of the podcasting or true crime, these families that come into it and have no knowledge about it. But at the end of the day, I could never imagine missing two children and not going to the news for the help of the public to help find these babies, bring awareness. That, I don't care what any mother says, is abnormal. It is not normal unless you're trying to hide the truth. And that's how I see this being played, is the truth is being hidden from us. We're never going to know a true timeline, I don't believe. Malaya is claiming that she's telling the truth. Daniel's claiming he's telling the truth. Janie's claiming Daniel's claiming he's telling the truth. But yet, you know what? Why should it even have taken this long just to sit there and be a presence in front of the news? and use yourself, since these are your children, and sit there and put yourself out to the news on stuff like that. Just asking minimum for help to find these babies, not play this game of, well, we're doing it this way and that way, and I don't make no apologies. Well, you know what? Again, from your lips to God's ears, you're the one that knows the truth of the matter. You know why you're doing things. You're the one that's going to be accountable for it all. But from outsiders looking in that have no investment besides to want answers for Jack and Lily, you can play, your drums however you want to. But again, the answers will come out for Jack and Lily. And I just find that of all the cases, when you watch people lying, Orrin and Orson Welles, sincere and classic, those two beautiful boys out in California, Harmony Montgomery, Elijah Vu. Geez, there's so many cases. And watching this unfold, it's ridiculous. And it's sad. And I'm sorry, Belinda, and the rest of the family that truly wants answers for Jacqueline. I'm sorry you guys are being put through this, at the hands of the two people that were in care of Jack and Lily. Again, can't make a timeline out of bullshit. I try to look at every little angle of it, but that's how I'm seeing this right now, is that there's nothing that's changing my mind either. Anyone that's actively wanting to look for Jack and Lily, they're going to be forthcoming. They're going to be truthful and honest, and there's nothing going to stop them. Thank you, Belinda. Thank you again for pouring out your heart to this channel for Jack and Lily. And what does it say? Did Malaya have the kids with her when she went for blood work? Yeah, as by all intents purposes, right? Because I think it was Janie that said that when they came back, they were playing outside looking at worms and stuff like that. I believe this, yes, was a family thing. No, because that's because they were in town seen on camera. So correct. Went in for blood work, Dollarama, and then Acropole. They were gone from like 12:20 to like 12:19 to 3:11 is when I believe that they arrived back home. So yes, so all of the kids would have been there because that's what was said when they were in town and captured, that all of them were there. So yes. Okay. So okay. So, Ken, did you have anything else, or Sharmain, before I kind of move back on to the convo part?
Diane, there, you must have had me muted. That was Belinda, that was the sighting on Thursday afternoon in town. She told us in the messages to Sunny that night that she was talking that she went for blood work. And the messages we got from Daniel and the questions answered over the weekend said it was more than blood work. There was blood work. Then they stopped at a store, and then they went to Acropole in Westville and got takeout and went home for supper when we were developing the timeline. So yes, that was all part of that sighting.
Yeah. Just 1 second. Oh, my Google Earth closed down. I wonder if it saved my last work.
So Daniel, Malaya said that it was blood work in her conversation with Sunny, and then after that happened, Daniel came out and basically confirmed that and said it was more than just blood work. Did I get that right?
Well,
yes.
both Malaya had also sent me the Google, pictures, right, from her Google
the locations
timeline. Yeah. So I was going to show it, but I guess because the power went out earlier, it didn't save my work when I was working on the timeline stuff on the Google Earth. So, oh well, it is what it is on there. So yeah. Again, so for us, really, the time becomes, well, basically 3:11 when they arrived, say, back home, and then up until 10:01 the next day. Again, we had a lot of information that came out. And so I'm just going to read you guys the first paragraph here. And again, if you guys haven't hit that like and the share for Jack and Lily, please do. Again, this is your guys' own thoughts, however you want to interpret any of the information out there by any of these people. So Daniel says, listen, Sonny, and we'll just kind of go through this paragraph and then we can say something about it. Listen, Sonny, remember the other day Belinda asked investigators, do you have any suspects? Investigators said no. I asked investigators about what him and Belinda talked about, and he told me everything. That I brought up that she put the statement that RCMP have no suspects. He then goes on to telling me that he regrets telling her that because he thought she would keep it to herself. I don't believe that he thought she would keep it to herself for a second, to be honest with you. Can you imagine if I said that? I thank Belinda for that. Darren was so close to talking to Malaya a month ago, but Cindy and her family said nope. Us three on the property did not harm the kids. When I say I cooperate with major crimes, I really do. I tell them everything, and I mean everything I tell them every time I come close proximity to Malaya for the courts or CPS. I tell them if I'm going into service. I want to say this. I agree with what Ken said earlier. There has to be a truth. No one person could be a constant liar and honestly keep track of all of that. Just reading what Women's Warrior saying. Parents and kids disappearing without a trace. Shouldn't there be some consequences? Because it's, well, again, do they want, you know, if they're looking into the family members, wouldn't they want the bigger fish to fry than just a little bit, to be honest? Go ahead, Sharmain. Go ahead and answer if you wanted to.
I mean, I don't really, honestly, I don't really want to go into the detailed answer to that I have in my mind, Women's Warrior, and just know that I did get your emails and I'm crafting a response. But anyway, yes, there absolutely should be consequences, and people just need to be patient and understand that if the RCMP don't have enough evidence to charge them, then they're looking for the evidence to charge them, if that is indeed what's going on. That's all I'm comfortable saying about it, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And if they've done anything wrong, then eventually, yes, there will be. And I think everybody is on the same page with the neglect and all of this stuff. But again, they need evidence. And some people will argue with me that, well, evidence is their 2 kids are missing. Fair enough. But they're still looking for these 2 missing kids. So I'll leave it at that. Teeny Sunny.
Who just said that? That was weird. It's like your voice changed or something, like a freaking continue, Sonny.
I put my nice person hat on.
Oh, is that what that
sorry,
was?
I smoked a big ganja. Yeah.
What is Belinda say? Not going by the crime unit. On there. Okay. Before you guys is here, I'll put it bigger. Let me just take this down for a second. Yeah, you don't want to ruin it by rushing. So 3:11 is when they come back. So basically they do this loop-de-loop, right? Gairloch Road, they leave at 12. That's it. 12:10, right? They're driving and they go to Dollarama. My only question with this one, whoever knows about these Google things, how come I don't see it stopping at Acropole? Like, it's like, here's the driving. Here, let me just take the banner off for a second. Can someone that's smarter than me make me understand this? So, it looks like I doubled up down there. But anyways, so they're driving. Okay, they're leaving. They're driving. They go to Dollarama. And then, hold on. Is it shoot. Is it where I have it here?
Well,
Well, my
that looks like
question
it's something over there.
Well, it's because like there's dollar round. So they stop at the blood work place, right? And so they stop it, and maybe I just don't know these things good enough. But anyways, they go up here. They stop at the blood work place. They go to Dollarama here, so it goes this way, then this way, and then it comes back down to that Acropole place in Westville, and then then they're on their way home from that. I think where it's hidden here by a crime and shame is where it says the clinic that was on there, but for some reason I guess I mean I can, it's not like I can't pull this up anyway. But hold on.
Kent has something to say.
Oh, I didn't mute him. Is he muted?
Yeah.
Oh, there. See, he's not muted.
I unmuted him.
Oh,
I did it. I unmuted him.
okay.
I'm just thinking if there's a dead spot, it may be that they lost cell service in the
Maybe.
map.
Good
Like
answer.
Google reads off of
Yeah. Good
signals,
answer.
right? And the town of Westville, you got buildings on both sides. Yeah, I know the same thing happens in the main street of Pictou. There's one part of it you can drop a call.
Yeah. And that very well could be. For 1 second. Hold on. I want to make this bigger like this one. Okay. There's nothing really to talk about in that first paragraph other than what we've already kind of said. Do you guys kind of agree?
Yep.
You know, because we've already made kind of comments about that. Now, in this one here, let me just take us off screen. Okay. And so this one here kind of bugs me a little bit because what I'm saying is that he says, I tell them everything, Kent. I tell them everything. And I think he screwed up that sentence there. Kent, do you know, what would you say he meant by this? I think I do know, but I just want you to say what you think he meant by this.
By when he says he tells them everything?
Well, it's just because it's a strange sentence to start off with. I tell them about everything, Kent. It's almost like he's messaging you.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He probably either copy or pasted or was talking to both of you at the same time and got confused. That's all.
Maybe. Exactly.
Well, we were going back and forth there, and I think he wanted to me, when he says my name, I think that he wanted to stress the fact that he tells them, or he wants me to believe that he tells them everything that he knows.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He says my name that's sort of like a stress point to say, I tell them everything I know, Kent. Like, what else he doesn't come out and continue it, but if I was saying it, I would say, what else am I supposed to do? I'm telling them everything, right? And I think that's all it is. I think it's just a stressor to try to get me to make it sound, to me, sound more legit that he is telling them everything that he can to try to help with the case.
Okay. No, Darren wasn't arrested. People don't believe that crap out there with AI. Come on now. If you want the answer, you guys can email.
That was in the chat groups, and I immediately called him, and he was at the gas pumps filling his vehicle. So at that time, he hasn't been arrested anyway, and that was who just rung in 2 minutes ago. So whatever he wanted me to talk him about, I'll call him later. But yeah, so he hasn't been arrested yet.
Yeah, I mean, I hope most of you guys have common sense when it comes to this stuff. There's no update with Jack and Lily. There's no freaking Darren being arrested and stuff like that. And people that honestly click on those dang AI videos. Okay, if you guys even notice it's an AI video, just leave, because I've
report it first.
Yeah, report it first and then leave. But honestly, it's such a joke. I was listening to one just the other day for the sake of it. The amount of false information was about 80%. And it was, and then what was it geared towards? It wasn't even geared towards Jack and Lily. Oh, I think it was geared towards was it geared to, it was geared towards Cheryl actually. And I mean, 80% of that video was talking about Cheryl, and almost like that, you know, she was a big part of this abduction of the kids, and I don't know, something about boyfriend. It was just ridiculous listening to it. There were so many false things in there. Again, you know, I mean, there's other channels have information, but honestly, this channel does bring you the most up-to-date information that's out there. I mean, obviously, other people are going to have some screenshots from, you know, Daniel talking, but that's it. Okay. So, in all fairness, I'm not saying, yeah, you strictly have to watch this channel, but I mean, honestly, if it's out there, we will put it up. Kent dropped. We will put it out there. Or you can go into that. Well, that one's a private. I'm not in no general public chat and stuff like that. But I'm just going to say with the AI stuff, don't even waste your time. Don't what new information could you possibly be looking for when it comes to the with AI channels? They're nothing. They feed it into the AI and then the AI spits out about it. A lot of it's just blatant BS. And we already have enough BS with this case than to keep adding to it, you know, but common sense kicks in. AI, don't even waste your time. Don't even waste your time. Too much bullshit. A lot of bullshit. How is Tink
Johnny,
doing? What?
that was a phone call that I got from Darren.
Okay.
He wanted me to assure everybody that he's not been arrested. He wants me to let Tammy know that Jordan hasn't worked with Daniel in about 2.5 years, and it wasn't his son Jordan
That was
that
there.
the co-worker that spotted them in the parking lot at all as well. When they said, or when they released that information, when he was also spotted by a coworker, that was Daniel that said that and collaborated, like in collaborating the proof of life video on closed circuit TV around the Highland Square Mall. It wasn't that they actually and I don't know because he never said it wasn't or was, but it wasn't as if they actually spoke to one another, but it was that the coworker had also seen them in the parking lot. But Darren wanted to let Tammy know that it wasn't Jordan, the coworker he run into. Jordan hasn't worked in that mill in about 2.5 years, he said, and that he just got home for the evening and that he hasn't been arrested, but he is watching.
Is that all he had to say?
Yep, that's all he said.
And how is Derwood doing? Is he good?
Right now, other than that, I don't know. He never said anything else.
Well, that's too bad. So he's watching right now. Hi, Darren. Hope you're well. Okay, so let's just go through chat a little bit.
Sorry.
I don't really want to read this stuff, but I mean, if you have anything you want to ask me about discrepancies, go ahead. Like specifics, but other than that, I'm listening again. Not gonna lie, probably paying a little bit more attention today than I was the last one. So I couldn't allow myself to get worked up, right? So
Yeah.
I distracted myself sufficiently, and so
Yeah.
I'm here.
So I was going to say thank you, Kent, for saying that for Darren, because we have already said it. Darren has already said it's not his son. That's a coworker, but sometimes people need reminder of information, and people are still going to believe whatever they want to believe with this. And I also want to say this. I don't want any attacking of tint in this channel. Okay. If you guys want to go and believe what people are saying, why don't you go to Tint's channel yourself? And that's in the description of this video. And you guys can go to Tint's YouTube channel yourself, and you guys can go look at his court case that he had in 2021. Again, people sent me stuff. It's up to you guys to do your own homework. But you know what? Again, this is just spreading a bunch of false information. And again, go to Tint's channel, watch his video about the court thing and how he was acquitted and stuff like that from 2001 case. And why would somebody put up their court case and stuff like that? Because they want to show that, look, at these charges were dropped, I was acquitted, type of idea. So if you guys want to paint a nastier picture of him, go right ahead. But I like to do my homework. I'm enjoying Tint's coverage of the case along with other people's information that they have. And so I'm not going to sit here and knock Tint at all, because he sent me audio as well. I straight up asked him about it. He told me, Sonny, have you not seen my YouTube video on it? And I'm like, nope. He shared that with me. He shared some private audios as well. And so I'm fine with it. If people want to be that judgy and think that he's some sort of, criminal or something like that, again, go do your homework then. Okay. So again, if you're going to come and say stuff, then come with receipts. Come with receipts to tell me different then, okay? Other than that, again, I appreciate the coverage. Go ahead. What, Sharmain?
Sorry, I had to find my mute button. I'm going to quickly just let everybody in chat know Sky Painter is the logistics genius that has been working behind the scenes with me for the bench. So everybody give her so much love that she'll be embarrassed. I'm not going to give her a real name unless she gives me the okay, but I'm telling on you because you've done so much for this bench. So
and as well, so I was wondering if that was anything, because I know Sky Painter reached out and said, look, let me try to help you out here. And so, okay, so now I do know that those are the connected names. So thank you again for everyone and all these wonderful things you're doing for Jack and Lily and being part of as well. So anyways, to get back to this for a second, what was it? Okay. Sharmain, let's just go back to what you were saying. Actually, you said, well, if you want to talk about discrepancies, so go ahead, Sharmain, put out your first discrepancy that comes to your head and we'll talk about it.
Give me a random sentence in there, like I'm not lying, just give me one and we'll talk about it.
Well, first I want to say is, so as I was reading this, he says, I have them watching your show, Jim Walker, Alana King, and obviously Jim Walker is Tint. I give them any locations the kids could possibly be. It's the fact that bugs me in that line is that it's like he says, I have them watching your show, as if they're underneath his control and his spell. So it just reminds me of the whole I thing, right? That we have constantly said to do with Daniel, that he really does use this whole I, right? Took care of the kids. I did all this. So that one struck me right away and I even, kind of jokingly said that back to Tint. I was just like, oh, are you underneath Daniel's control where he's forcing you to watch the channel? So it's just stuff like that just really goes back to the whole I thing. But anyways, he says, I was the one who and this again, I was the one who okay, let's talk about this one. I was the one who insisted that the blanket was important to the case. Major Crimes kept telling me it wasn't. But now look, the blanket is being sent for forensic. I can't share information on the forensic, but I was given info. Okay, so let's just talk about that one in itself. Kent Sharmain, do you believe that it was because of Daniel forcing the forensic team to take a look at the blanket? Think he's being truthful there, or is it more of a build himself up to make him look special? What do you guys think?
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah, I'm being serious. I'm asking you.
Okay, you're seriously asking me? No, of course not. This is Daniel. He is the puppet master, you guys. He is the one making the calls. He's calling the shots. He knows what's going on. He's giving the RCMP all the information. He's telling who to watch and where to search. And on its face, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
True. I agree.
Next sentence, I guess.
Well, let's ask Ken. Ken?
Okay. Wait a sec. I muted him because he was feeding back. So.
Oh, my bad. Hi, Ken.
Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah,
Ken,
I agree with Sharmain on this one. Like, statements like that, I think, as well as the one that we talked about earlier when he mentioned my name in answering the question, I think that's him trying to insert and praise himself for what he's doing, whether it's because he has guilt or guilty conscience. But like, I'm sure, as Janie stated, whether you want to believe that statement from her as well, she just wished that she would have got up when she heard the kids that morning, because she believes that if she had, everything might not have happened. Is that true? We don't know. In hindsight, a person could drive themselves crazy asking that question. But
especially if it was the norm, Kent, like we've been led to believe.
Yeah.
Why didn't she that morning? Was she too tired? Like it was all just an unfortunate set of coincidental circumstances that led to these two kids getting lost, being taken, whatever happened. It was just.
Yeah, it's coincidence, primarily coincidence. No, there's a sequence of events that have happened. Do we know what they are? I say we don't.
no.
We'll have to wait for the RCMP to tell us that, as much as they will.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody will decide. They'll know what happened then, but they won't, like I said earlier, we still probably won't know why. And the rest of the circumstances around it will be told that this is how things they believe went. And if there's a court case out of that, you might find out a little bit more additional information. But if you're looking to find out information like you would if this was happening in the US or anywhere else, possibly. I don't know about overseas, what their Freedoms Act are like. But it's not like that in Canada, whether you like that or you don't like it.
No, like if this was in the United States, we would have more than likely had the 911 call by now. There would have been an outcry for freedom of information, just so that the public is updated. Because, I mean, here's the thing, right? I know that they've said they've ruled out abduction, but we don't know how they've ruled out the abduction scenario or possibility. But we know that they basically have. So if I was a parent with kids that age living in that area and they couldn't tell me how they know it wasn't an abduction, but there's no arrest, there's no sign of them, there's absolutely no evidence, me as a parent would want to know that my kids are safe. So tell me how you know it wasn't an abduction. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the kind of stuff that I think would be addressed by U.S. law enforcement. And very helpful and absolutely no bearing on the investigation unless they don't have evidence that points away from an abduction, right? And in which case parents do need to be vigilant. They do have a right to know.
Absolutely.
And that's not just in my opinion, that is common sense.
Do you remember a Delphi case when there was basically someone that murdered Abby and Libby? And basically they said, well, you know, there was a couple things that were said actually. Well, you know, people are adults, you know, basically they should know what to do and think, you know, like they have brains and stuff like that. No.
Communities in no danger, right?
Yeah.
Like they said that. There's no danger to the community. We have no idea who just savagely ended these two little girls in broad daylight on a public trail.
Right.
But don't worry. You're parents. You know what to do.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
know what to do with your kids.
It's just
Yeah.
idiocy.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to talk about a fail of a case that miraculously, because of the perpetrator's own words, is why he was found guilty. Thank God for that. It was based on the LE in that particular case, and not his own words. Yeah, and just a joke.
Like
that
5.5 years later, though.
Seven.
And I mean, well, for him to be arrested.
Yeah, for him to be arrested.
To think
and they had no clue.
One man made the decision to call the search dogs off before they even got there. Yeah. Knowing that somebody had to have walked in and out of that area. We don't need to know which way the guy went. Don't worry about it. Call the dogs off. Just the dumbest investigation. We don't need to collect this evidence. We can do it in a few weeks. It'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like, States isn't perfect either.
Grant, are you talking about Richard Allen not guilty? Do you want some of Sharmain's tweaking stuff?
Well, no. I mean, I understand. I understand people that are. I don't understand the crazies that are out there. Free Richard Allen. I understand the argument. I do, and I respect it. But unfortunately, he's guilty. He was found guilty by 12 of his peers, and he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison now in Oklahoma. So maybe in Gen Pop.
Gren, you're obviously on a different planet than I am when it comes to the Delphi case, obviously. But bottom line is, it's his own words. That's why he was found guilty. He placed himself. And the reason why they even arrested Richard Allen was because I think it was she a court clerk, Kathy Shank? She was a court clerk.
Retired volunteer. Just an assistant. She was just going back over files and tips and stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, so and then she donated it was like what was it, like 25,000 reward, and she donated it to the girls' baseball field park, because sometimes people just don't want the blood money, what they consider blood money. But anyways, that was a case and a half. Now, getting back on to this one here with, let's see, Daniel. Let's go back to, okay. So he says, I also have information on the cadaver dogs, but was told not to share. Sonny, the RCMP statements put out, I know, a few days in advance. I was supposed to take a second round of polygraph exams, but when they said they were no longer necessary, I asked why, but they declined to answer and skirted past the question. Let's just go to that couple things. Cadaver dogs, polygraph test, and statements a couple days prior. What do you guys think of any of that? Kent, we'll go with you first.
I can't answer you. I'm answering questions in the chat.
Focus, Kent, focus. Sharmain, what do you think of that? Cadaver dogs.
Maybe.
Maybe. A couple days
Maybe.
in advance, maybe.
Maybe because he said that he was pushing for cadaver dog, whatever he said. I can't remember. Maybe they told him, but they might have told him that it can't be released to the public. But this proves my point about the other stuff, that when they don't want something out in the public, they are going to say, I don't want it out in the public. But I still raise my eyebrow at the fact that this man is their stepdad at best. He's mom's boyfriend of 3 years. Yes, mom left. So now he's become the primary contact for all information having to do with this case. But we know that one blood relative is getting regular updates. It's not Daniel. So, I mean, you can go either way on that one, but it's possible because they don't want him to say. And it's not out of the realm of possibility. Like him saying that he pushed them to take the blanket in to forensic. That to me is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But this cadaver dog thing, maybe.
The polygraph test part, Sharmain. He says that they basically was round 2, and that they kind of basically skirted around, like maybe they didn't need it anymore, because he's like, when they no longer said necessary, or it was no longer necessary, I asked why, but they declined to answer and skirted past the question. You know,
well, it's a resource, and it probably has to come out of some budget. So if they don't see a benefit to the case to try to find Jack and Lily, he already went through 3 polygraph tests over the course of 3 hours, and I did find that screenshot today. Then why would they expect a different answer? I think they're sitting back with their popcorn just watching everything that he says online. I don't believe that one. I don't think that there was a second round of polygraph tests, because why? Why, if you passed, if you did a good job and you passed, why would they do it again? That's not how that works, unless they had new information.
Okay. Ken, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't even know. Like I say, I did hear the rumor in the chat groups when that was stated that there were people possibly going to be called in for a second round of polygraphs. And in my own mind, I said, if that is happening, then they have some sort of new information. And if we can believe that the questions in the first round all circled around death, which I don't believe that would be the scenario, then if they wanted to, if they had any other information other than him being involved in the death, they might. But like I say, I think there would be, I can suspect in my own mind that there would have been enough questions throughout a polygraph, not about death, that they would have been able to get the same basically conclusion of information, where it's not necessarily scientific. It's all about a person's nerves and reactions and stimulus of the body. I think there would be enough, they would have had enough questions the first time around, especially if they were bringing somebody in from outside the province. Then I can't see them not asking a full realm of questions to get that information or that response around everything. they wouldn't just focus on what I'm trying to say. They wouldn't just focus on one part of possibly the investigation. They'd look at, as they tell us, at all possibilities. And I think they would have the realm of questions around all possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
And they would do it once. So as far as him saying in a chat room or a screenshot in anywhere else, saying that he took multiple lie detectors, that's one thing that I wouldn't believe.
Right. And again, this is just our interpretation. We don't know exactly what's all going on, but some of it does sound ridiculous, especially about the whole pink blanket and, because it was him and stuff like that. Like I said, he knows his own truth, or non-truths, one of the two. Somebody said something a minute ago. I was going to say something about that, but whatever. Oh, what I was going to say was, so I want to make it very clear as well that, so Daniel has not spoken to me since after the live. I've left some messages. I know that he's been talking with other people. So it's not like I don't see him being active on Facebook. It's almost like he just wanted to put this out there. And after that, he basically, job well done. Well done, Daniel, for that. He just wanted this to be out there. And and he's basically avoided looking at any messages after that. So again, what does that tell me? It tells me somebody's playing a game, right? Because obviously if you want to write this freaking novel, and then not go back to it and then sit there and say, thanks for listening, Sonny, and then you want to avoid any of my messages after that, again, take that and let that sink in for a second, that somebody spews all of this stuff and then it's like they avoid even messaging you after that. And so so that to me is just a game. It was information he wanted out there, to tell his story. Thank you. Like, I would have to be a moron if I didn't see what was going on here. Now, if Daniel wanted to, so I said to him, I'm going to be working on the timeline. Hey, and then I said that as well yesterday. I'm going to be working on the timeline. And if I need your assistance for things, if something isn't there or something like, basically, okay, can you answer for me? Again, he hasn't said anything. Doesn't even, let me just take a look, one more look. Hey, Daniel, visually. Yep. Hasn't even looked at a message since the moment that live ended. So what does that tell you, Sharmain? Like, and Ken, just to ask you, from a perspective of somebody messaging you and they don't stop and they're messaging you for like 2.5 hours worth of stuff, and then they literally ignore you after that. What does that tell you? What would you think that would tell you?
Did he message you before the live stream and then just stop? And just FYI, I need my window open, so that's why I've got my camera on.
I need my freaking fan on me. Go ahead.
Did he message you? He stopped messaging you after the live stream or before?
So, okay. So how it went was this, is that he had messaged, or I had sent him a screening of the 10:01 call, because Kent had made a comment that Daniel said, unless you see a screenshot. So I just oops, sorry, Ken, I'm gonna mute you. I'm coming through your speaker there. So Kent had sent me, or said that, right? So I was just like, Daniel had sent the 2 things with the kids in the morning, just same ones as Malaya, 6:17, 6:18, for the children. So because Kent said that, I was just like, here, wasn't expecting an answer. Here you go. That turned into, after that first live, just like 2.5 hours worth of him messaging. Mostly he was doing the talking. I put mine in voice clips, honestly, because I'm not about to sit there and write a big book when I can do it in an audio message. And I even said, like, why aren't you doing this in audio message? Because, like, literally you wrote this book. at least with an audio message, you hear tone, right? And so I said that to him, you know, like, why are you spending an hour? It literally took him about an hour to hit send, because I was sitting there freaking eating popcorn, basically couldn't move, because, and then it dawned on me, I was like, wait, why am I doing this? I go up, I finally get up, go get some ice cream. I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to record the screen, and when he plops in the message, the screen will capture it. And then all of a sudden I see this freaking thing that goes past the full length of Messenger that it can take on a screen. And I was like, husband, out of my way. And so, you know, instantly, of course, just like he isn't stupid. Well, at least not stupid when it comes to certain things, we'll just say. But anyways, so I went and wanted to screen grab it right away, right before anyone has a chance to delete. I did the same thing with Malaya. Every time she put a line in or something, I just had the screen, because in case someone deleted. That's why I happened to see her email, because she didn't delete it fast enough. Because at first, when she sent me the school things that had her email on it, I would never show that anyway. But meaning she pulled it back, but I had already screenshotted it regardless, right? And it's because as fast as sometimes people put something out there, they can easily hit that delete button. And so my finger is literally on the print screen, just so you guys know, right? But anyways, so Sharmain, so it was 2.5 hours of that. Then, oh, I'm sorry, hold on, I got to take that back a little bit. That's untrue. Because he said I had up until Monday to ask him any questions. So after the live ended, and then we did the one with DT in the evening. So after that live, after those messages ended, I never heard a word back from him. He didn't answer, you know, how the live went, anything. And then Monday morning, Monday, I had sent a message, right? I asked him if he still plays Pokemon. And because of, you know, he has this big picture of a fish. And every time I see that picture, it reminds me of my ex-husband, Steve, not my current husband, Steve, but my ex-husband, Steve, that I have our son, Matthew, with. My son and Steve both have a picture that's pretty much identical to that one. But anyway, so he was just talking to me for a little bit again. My bad. And so since then, it's like Wednesday. The messages from that point on, I'm just looking at Messenger now. Okay, so Jude, he said, thanks for taking time to listen. And that was, hold on. Right. And then, so it was on Sunday. It must have been, I think it was here. I'm just trying to go back when he sent me this stuff. Sometimes I can just pull this and where's the freaking time? Okay, no, it was Monday. So Monday, I'm sorry, I just want to be accurate with what I'm saying here. Yeah. So Monday is when he spoke to me again and said, I don't play Pokemon. My daughter and son now have the cards. They get to enjoy the cards. I've never heard of a fish called the spring. So in Hope Bar, it's spring fish and like salmon. And I only target Atlantic salmon. Anyways, there was a conversation like that. And then he says, I'm not a monster, Sonny, like the world makes me out to be. I'll even include some videos I have of Jack that will give a look into his love for insects. Now, so he did send me a picture, which I've seen this picture already. And then he did send me that video of Jack and that picture of Lily and Jack. And so, yeah, so, but that's the last time. So other than that, I messaged him like later on Monday. Thank you for talking. I appreciate that. Maybe we can get on the same page for Lily and Jack. I know I keep saying nothing about lies, but hopefully going forward, there's better ground. So thank you. And the video of Jack, you know, is precious. And then I said live in 25, if I'm a couple minutes or something, or the live is, what was that one? Oh, that was saying about the live, a different one. But anyways, well, hopefully you felt that was good as to be expected, I said, you know, about it. And then I said, and then yesterday I said I'm going to go work on the timeline. So yeah, so I know he's been on Messenger, but any of my messages in the last few days just ignored, right? But he was talking in the private chat group, and that's when Kent was saying that he was pumping gas, Darren, when somebody put out that ridiculous story about Darren being arrested. And then I said, well, something like, tell Darren, make sure Darren gives my love or gets my love or something like that. Tell him I love him because I think he needs to know that. And then Danielle's like, oh, Sonny. And I'm like, oh, Danielle. But anyways, so that was the only thing that was said, but nothing was been said in Messenger. But I'm just going to ask you guys your take because, again, I mean, if somebody's so willing to want to put out the truth, why wouldn't they kind of still want to talk if somebody's asking, if I'm asking and you're going to use this channel as your sounding board for obviously a ton of information that you want to put out? What's your guys' take? Like, it's been what, since Monday? Let's say half a day Monday. Doesn't even look at a message.
Because you've served your, okay, he wanted that stuff put out on a channel that was going to put it out fairly. Can you imagine Clutch Them Pearls doing that? Justin would have ripped him apart. And Dolly as well. So he wanted somebody to put the information out fairly. You've served your purpose. And if he needs you again, he will reach out. But the fact is, he's still active on social media. He's just not answering Sonny. So the fact that people think that he gotten shit from the RCMP, I think the RCMP are loving it. Loving it. Mick loving it.
Mick loving it with the McChicken nuggets. What do you think, Kent?
Yeah, like
Mick loving it.
he hadn't.
Go ahead, Kent.
Yeah, well, from my own conversation with him Friday and Saturday, I had sent him a couple messages since we done the live Monday night and didn't hear back from him until today. Was the first day that he like the same thing, even looked at the messages. And then we had a couple messages back and forth today, and then he messaged me this evening when the people started in the chat. And I just checked on there, and then I went back into the chat and said, nope, he's still safe. And when I say that he's not arrested yet, folks, because somebody asked that earlier,
Darren, he's speaking about.
Yeah, I don't know if he ever will be in the future. All I can tell you is that he hasn't been right now.
Yeah. And I'll say this briefly as well. There will be a big story coming out with regards to this case on the weekend. So look for it from the Globe and Mail. They will be putting out a piece coming out on the weekend, I was told. So anyways, so we'll look forward to seeing again, what the news is going to be putting out, stuff like that. Keep an eye on it for when it does drop. And other than that, again, thank you guys. It's Crime James. Change buy me a taco to buy me a bucket of KFC. Ben, smarty pants. Okay, so that was number one. Thanks, guys. Okay, what's another inconsistency? Okay, so let's talk about the ATV. There was a 2-piece article about the ATV that Daniel says he was on it for 20 to 30 minutes. And I kind of find it hard to believe that this news article wasted 2 paragraphs on what is incorrect information. What do you guys feel about the ATV versus his mom saying that he just sat on the front of it?
Well, that's the same as somebody was just asking me where they store the RV or the ATV. I think Janie said that she keeps her ATV up at Earl's, wasn't it?
Yes,
She
Earls.
said that.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, that's the only ATV on the property. That's the one that we seen Daniel's brother sitting on the day of the search. So I suspect that they went and got it from Earl's and then took it down and went searching on it. That's
Mhm.
what I surmised from that. I don't know, but that's what I thought that I heard her say, is that she stores it in the barn or shed or whatever up at Earl's. So
I mean, that's right. That's what she said.
yeah,
I mean, obviously, we don't have anything to say differently. Somebody told me that they saw a picture of Daniel and Justin on May 1st, them with a caption or something. But I said, well, do you have a picture of it? Because it said something about two boys working on the deck or something like that, and that ATV was there on the 1st. Again, it's one of those things. No proof. Then it just becomes speculation and a rumor about that. Sharmain, what do you think about that? By the way, the whole ATV thing. Let me just pull up. Let me just hold on. I can pull that up. 1 second here.
yeah, and a lot of people ask about what the bike is that Janie talks about. A lot of Nova Scotians call their ATVs a bike or a trike, even
Sorry.
though it's not. So it's just terminology that we
Yeah.
use, even though it's not a motorbike. A lot of people still say what size bike you got, or so it all depends on where you're from, whether you.
Yeah.
What do you plan
I'm
on
just gonna
saying?
I'm just going to pull up that particular comment. And I know it's blurry, but sorry, sometimes screenshots get blurry. So it says, anyone with information, please come forward as fast as possible, Martell says. He adds that there is a dense forest and rough streams, and he himself searched 20 or 30 acres when they first went missing. I did all around the house in the four-wheeler ATV. I did as much as I could on the first day, and the second day, Martell says. The search has now expanded too far. I don't really see how an article can misrepresent this unless it was said that way. I don't see where the person that's writing the article somehow mixes up a vehicle than literally someone saying, I did all around the house and the four-wheeler ATV. Now, what I can see happening is someone doing the I thing. Instead of saying that my mom and brother did it, he used the word I. Pardon?
He is not
Oh,
sharing any of the glory.
So do you guys take that as that he was just, Kent, I'll go to you on this one first. Do you think that it wasn't I, but he used the word I did all around the house? We do know that Daniel does a lot of I talking.
Yeah, whether it was supposed to be I or we, like we know that he stated that
Yeah, it
he
was
went
on
up to the
camera.
forts. He done the dirt roads and the culverts and stuff. And we know that Janie stated that her and Justin went and did the old road that goes back through to the pipeline trail. Like, so whether it's I or we, I think it's just part of him putting himself into that situation.
Hmm. If anyone has that video, because I feel like that was on video that he said that actually. But time keeps going by, and but anyways, if somebody does have the video that says that in it, Again, after a while, things just get a bit much for memory and trying to find things. Okay, so just quickly here. There's somebody that sent me an email, and I'll come back to that in a minute. Where's Belinda's comment that I just had up? Where's Belinda's comment?
You got it up there.
No, it was up there.
No, I put it up and then she clicked off of it.
I think I clicked off
Like
of it.
always.
Yeah. So, Belinda says, when Malaya was asked about Daniel lying, she said she didn't know why, but it's not against the law, basically, to lie to the media. Now, basically, Malaya had said, I don't know why Daniel is giving a different story than what he told CPS or the RCMP, but that it's not against the law to lie. And then her kids are missing, and she's still not calling him out. Why are they in it together if one goes down? What do you guys think about that, though? Because Malaya was very...
I like the other comment that Belinda had up there that you got rid of. That you get rid of.
Sorry,
that was P. That wasn't Belinda.
No, Belinda had one up there that says their time's running out. Go back to Belinda's other comment. It says that their time is running out.
But, do you know what timestamp? Oh wait, no. Not sure if it's above that comment.
No, I think it was after that one.
After?
But,
okay, let me take a look. Let me take a look. All right. Now P says, their time. Are you sure it's not P?
Oh, maybe it was.
Yeah. Who's tweaking now?
I thought Belinda said that.
It's all good. It's because I had her comment up there.
No, I know what I know, Ken.
So let me ask you guys.
I pay very close attention to chat.
So let me go back to that about Belinda putting out that comment about that. So Malaya say, let me go back up. I'm just going to put it back up just so I have it here.
Know that, right? And that's the thing. Are they in it together?
Right.
We know that they both told a version of the same scripted story. And I don't believe that in this case, it's the first one talk walks. That's not, I don't see that being the case. But yet we know Malaya has stated that she didn't think Daniel would hurt the kids in the messages to Belinda. But yet then again said that, well, he's telling the truth to RCMP, but lies to media and online. Like, it's the same as everything else. It just doesn't make common sense.
Yeah. Sharmain?
Oh, I mean, I addressed that when I started my little rant earlier that there's no possible way that is accurate at all. As for the ATV, I had a message sent to me that was about the ATV, so I can't remember what were we talking about here about the ATV? If I believe
we were just talking about
he was on it or he used it.
Well, it's kind of like the comment, right? This one, right? It says, I did all around the house in the four-wheeler ATV. I did as much as I could. So is it, is it him kind of taking the glory?
I mean, The only thing that we know for sure is that we have no idea what Daniel actually did, because this is just one of 4 versions of the story with that ATV. Like, you can't. It's unfortunate, Daniel, but you've done it to yourself. You do not know what to believe. Did you do 20 acres or whatever by yourself on that ATV? Or did you jump on the front of it with your mom? Like, we cannot trust anything that he says. And then to Belinda's comment when Malia was asked, like I said, and you missed it, Belinda, hopefully you go back and watch, because apparently, whatever. I said that Malia says that Daniel lies to the media and tells the RCMP and CPS the truth. But the thing is, there's no way that the RCMP and CPS are like, oh, okay, as long as you're telling us the truth, all the rest of this information doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't even make common sense to think that that's even a possibility, because none of this stuff can be proven. It's all Daniel said. It's all Janie's timeline is the gold standard. It's all coming from Daniel. So just because Daniel and Malia said, well, what we're telling you is the truth and we're lying to everybody else, how do they know which is the truth? It's no different than us. There's so many truths out there. There's no telling. So, I mean, if Malia or any of her friends are watching, that's not what's happening here. He's not lying to the media and telling the truth to CPS and the RCMP. That's what you think he's doing. Just my opinion. You're muted.
If there's one thing that would, thank you. If there's one thing that's clear with Malia to me, is that she, and I believe this, to be honest with you, is that she was in a very controlling, abusive style relationship. All her words keep speaking that, whether she said it to Belinda back towards the end of June, and everything that she said in her information. But my thing is this, is that, again, just based on my own opinion, is this weirdness going on? Are they protecting each other from a cover-up? Am I going to disregard the whole drugs thing? Absolutely not. I'm not going to do that myself at this point, right? Because Wade said it, Haley said it, Malaya said it. Malaya even confirmed it on here about Daniel's use of a math, we'll call it, I guess, for 2 years from when Meadow was born. So I feel like one of the sticking out sore thumbs here is the fact about these drugs. And I feel like because Haley brought it to the forefront of it wanting to be out there about what was going on, and that the way, say, Malaya reacted and whatever, I still feel like in my hearts right now that that does play a bigger picture, or a big picture in this. And again, in my personal opinion, because their timeline can't make sense to these children hidden, it doesn't make sense at all. That I still believe, in my personal opinion, that drugs played a factor, that this is a cover up on both of their parts, and that they're hiding the truth, because the truth is that the truth is not being told to us, and we're being misled and misguided by the truthfulness of what's been happening here. If a story is again on point, it comes off very direct, people have no problem coming out to the public and speaking and stuff like that. That's not what we're witnessing. What we're witnessing is a bunch of excuses, a bunch of lies, and a bunch of trying to sell us to make us believe in something. Doesn't mean that that's what happened. It's just that that's where my headspace is at right now with all of this, because I can't place them as being hidden off somewhere. Michelle, just give up the children now. I mean, if you have them on the reserve, you know what? There's 150 grand in it for you, possibly. If you can just fess up the fact that you're hiding those children. Now, Malaya and Cheryl had both kind of messaged me that day. They basically wanted it to be told, basically to stop Darren because of all the BS he was putting out there. Now, again, people want to seem to manipulate or think that they're manipulating me. Is a different story. And again, if they want to speak and have their truth and put that stuff out there, and just like Malaya said, you can, you can use my stuff and whatever. There's truth amongst this. And to me, when there's this many inconsistencies and lies, I think that it's pretty obvious to most people that what we're hearing is not what's happened, and that we're being led to be duped by this false information is how I'm still reading this. Nothing Daniel has said has changed my mind. Nothing Malaya said has changed my mind. How I'm thinking, okay? Doesn't make it true. It just means I'm trying to look at everything that's plausible. And the most plausible thing for me is, in my opinion, is that the children perhaps got into some rugs, and it was a cover up, and they're trying to save their own asses. That's still how I see it at the moment. Nothing's going to change that unless some information comes out that does change that. But that's kind of where I sit on my feelings about this whole case so far. If it's different, then so be it, right? It's just my opinion, like anybody else's opinion about where they sit with the case, you know? But yeah, but definitely this whole Malaya shit that's going on is awkward and weird. And I don't want to say actually awkward. It's just totally off balance of normal. What Daniel's doing is totally off balance of normal. And again, it's kind of like someone overselling themselves to me. It's kind of how I feel. Again, if he knows his truth and he knows that him or Malaya had nothing to do with the disappearance, well, you have not projected that to the public at all. And most people are smart and they get it. They get that when you're trying to cover something up, you lie and you have inconsistencies that are more than just a few. We're talking about a stream load, a boatload, right? That's kind of where I'm at with it, to be honest with you. Anybody want to say anything? Kent? Anybody? Wait, Kent's on mute.
And the big
Kent.
issue, all
Oh.
of the inconsistencies are in a case involving 2 missing babies. So there's no excuse for it. I don't care how stressed out you are. I don't care how pissed off you are at social media and YouTube and all the crazy accusations. So two children, and these are the games that we're playing in public.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I see you, Kent.
Yeah, go ahead, Kent.
Yeah, so I know, and I think you said part of it, but as you said, Daniel hasn't looked at your messages since Monday and or anything else. But also, after Malaya conveyed her messages that she wanted to put out, not only hasn't she looked at any other messages, but she's blocked you, right?
Correct.
So one is
And
no,
she blocked me too for no reason.
one instance is no better than the other, right?
Correct.
So like, what are we
Exactly.
like? Why can't they just
We're calling them.
calling her bluff? Exactly.
We're calling them.
Sharmain.
I wasn't going to say calling their bluff. We're calling them both out, saying, "Why aren't you looking for your kids?"
Yes. Calling out on their actions, I guess, would be better than their bluff. But
You know, I just hate being played for a fool by anybody, in a sense. And none of them are playing me for a fool, you for a fool, Kent, Sharmain for a fool. We're all very much aware of what's going on here, meaning the actions speak. Oh, just 1 second. The actions are speaking louder than the words, but their actions, this whole thing is just, to me, it still is disgusting. I feel like they should all be walking the hall of shame except for Belinda. And I don't want to speak for other people that watch the live that are family members that truly are invested in this case, but I don't know all the other people that are paying attention to this channel either. Charmaine's spiraling out there. She's probably having some issues. There you go, you're back. But again, right, these people know the truth. This would not be happening if the truth was being truthfully told, but this is happening, in my opinion, because the truth is not being told. We got one person trying to sell themselves, and build favors off of people. That's kind of still how I see it. Not changing my mind at this moment at that. All right, we gave Daniel a chance that we thought he was being truthful near the start. There's some very smart people out there as well that, might have thought at the start that the oddness of Malaya's video and Daniel, it was like watching two different things happen. And then time started coming in and inconsistencies came in. And now we're past 3 months now. And now it's just a matter of, okay, if you have something to say, no, whatever, I'll put it out there. If there's inconsistencies, that's not a me problem, that's a you problem. But I'm still going to point them out if they're there. So again, this isn't trying to be attackful towards Daniel and Malaya. We're calling a spade here. This is their information. This is their actions. And if their actions and inactions don't match up to when children are missing, we're going to look at that, and we're going to look hard at that, because this is not how missing children and the behaviors of the people involved should be acting by any means at all. So if they want to put out what they think is their truth and we don't buy into that, again, not an us problem. It's not our two children that we were looking after that disappeared underneath our care. It was those two people. And these actions of what's going on in these inconsistencies, again, I find it so disgusting that this is built around two children of Jack and Lily, that they were underneath their supervision. And this is what we're witnessing. This is a sad day. A sad day in hell is what it is to me, to be able to sit here and watch Belinda and other family members who really want answers have to put up with what I feel is a bunch of BS and bullshit. And that's because they're not being truthful. And they're still not being truthful. That's how I see it. And again, think what you want yourself. You guys have every opportunity. Go ahead.
No, I agree with you 100%.
Totally.
It's just incomprehensible. Like, it feels like this is a running joke, and it's not a joke. These two children, it's not a joke. So why is this happening? Well, Daniel and Malaya, why is this happening? Oops, sorry. It's because of you guys, okay? It's not because of us. There's people that can twist and stuff like that, but come on now. These are your actions that you've put out to the public when these two children are missing because of you guys. Because of you guys. Remember that, Janie, or whoever else is listening to this. There's no denying that these two children are missing under Daniel and Malaya's watch, right? There's no poor Daniel. There's no poor Malaya, right? At all when it comes to this case. So again, I'm not expecting the truth to be told here. It's hard for me to even want to consider doing a timeline, but I will still continue to do that because it's a matter of visually showing you that what Daniel is saying is implausible to Jack and Lily missing during their own words, right? And Malaya, whatever she's doing over there in her, freaking place on the reserve or whatever, and whatever wicked game she's playing herself to do with Jack and Lily. Again, I don't want to hear your bullshit about why you're not doing all you can for Jack and Lily. These are your children. They came out of your VJ, and you should be out forefront and center, right? Sitting there asking the public for the help. Your family should be doing that. If not, it tells me because you guys know more. And it's not, I don't want to hear any bullshit about that you guys are doing it yourself and you're doing all this shit behind the scenes. You know how many times we've heard people that are actually accused of doing something to their children say the same damn bullshit lines? It's more than I could ever count. So like I said, these are small little minnows playing in a pond of shark. And if you think that you're getting this bias, you're not. It's just a matter of the truth coming out because you guys are not going to tell it. There's going to be some truth in some of it. I believe Malaya was in a controlling, abusive relationship, according to her own words. But I also think that, again, Daniel's trying to sell himself out here. And that, I mean, if he wants to keep doing that, again, he can. It's his right. If he knows his own truth, then so be it. But you're not fooling the mass of the public. You might be fooling some of the people some of the time, but you're not fooling some of the people all of the time. And that's what it will come to. A case like this and is an embarrassment to missing children everywhere. Everywhere. That's my piece on that one. And another thing I want to say about that is, okay, Daniel keeps mentioning water for everything. Dive in, water. I know people are all keep talking about that, okay? But it very well could be true. We don't know the answer to what happened to Jack and Lily. For all we know, they could be 30 feet underneath the freaking ocean or a freaking lake somewhere. We don't know. But honestly, if I had to more guess, if I was to guess where Jack and Lily are, I would say if people are pointing away from the woods, that they're damn right somewhere in those woods somewhere, but not within the vicinity of the area that they've searched. Because again, we're being told about water. But ask yourself this, right? If you guys have your own thoughts too, why are we being directed away from the woods by the family? Why? So my guess would be that if they're anywhere, I would say more in the woods somewhere if they are unalived. And if they are alive, which I don't believe that they are. No, come on. I'm not even going to go there. To me, these children are not alive. I'm not even going to play this game of that they're missing and hidden. And that, and Kent says like there's this pinch point type of thing about school, either they're in school type of thing and get registered, or they're being homeschooled or something like that. I'm not buying into that. There's nothing that can show me that they're being hidden at all. It just, no. Okay, that's my piece. Go ahead, Sharmain or Kent.
Danielle Martin's got Malaya hasn't been on the reserve in over a week.
Yes.
What's your proof of that statement, Danielle? Because that would be good information to know. And if she's not on the reserve, do you know where she's at?
Yeah, we don't want to be putting out misinformation if there's no.
We don't need her location as, oh, well, she's in this place or that place. But like everything is leading us to believe that she's getting an apartment on the reservation. So like we know that she's not living at her mother's. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying give us a street or a community or anything like that. But just how do you know that she's left the reserve?
Yeah, when it comes to stuff like that, again, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I can't really see that being true. But who knows? But if if their reserve is giving her a house and stuff like that, maybe things have changed for all we know. Don't know, honestly. But again, I'm not going to feed into anything that I don't have receipts for, or at least I don't have like firsthand knowledge of where that information is coming from. Nothing against you at all, Danielle Martin. You know, your name pisses me off, right? Anyways, Sharmain says,
She's on a call.
yeah. Okay, well, let me go back to stop screen. Like I said, if the truth is the truth, but we're not being told the truth. So right, I'm not here to be Daniel's sounding board for preaching that he's innocent of everything. I'm not. If he wants to speak and put his stuff out there and kind of like he says and still remain the target, again, it's a matter of the truth coming out. But like I said, I'd have to be dense as a door if I literally sat here and believed in what Daniel and Malaya and Janie are all saying based on their information. It doesn't make sense. It's not truthful, the whole bit. And there's a lot of stuff not being said. And, it's, the answers will come. They'll come. Go ahead, Sharmain. Was it an important call?
So I guess Drunk Turkey Show is live covering this case right now.
I actually saw that.
Yeah. So, and I'm sorry, I was on a call, so I didn't hear what you were talking about.
Sorry, Kent, I had to mute you there. So yeah, I do see that Drunk Turkey Show is on a live right now. To be honest with you, for tonight, I feel like I'm fine. I'm just gonna go. I feel like I'm fine with what we've talked about so far tonight. We've been up here for 2 hours and 16 minutes. I want to tone down the length of the lives on there. The Drunk Turkey Show, I really want to go see Daniel over there. DT said Ginny is credible and he spoke to Daniel. So I know that he said that Daniel answered him back. And we'll see. Again, this is his second time even knowing about the case. And so we'll see. Like I said, however DT reads it himself is totally up to him. There's nobody that's been charged, is all we can say with that. We might not believe in what Daniel's saying or Malaya's saying, and their actions aren't telling us the truth. We might feel that way. But at the end of the day, nobody has been charged. So there's nobody that we can sit there and go, well, you did this or you did that and sit there wholeheartedly 100% say that. We can't, right? Everything is a matter of speculation when it comes to that stuff. But is there anything you guys want to say before we head off?
No, I'm good with it right here. When everybody goes over to see Daniel on Drunk Turkey, make sure you tell him we sent you.
Yeah.
And I'll see everybody over there because that's where I'm heading right now.
What? Sorry. I have Kent unmuted. Yeah. Okay. Kent, did you have anything to say?
No, I think we covered it.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that for now.
Put the information out there as we receive it.
That's our role. That's all we can do.
No. Yeah, love wins. I'm not concluding that at all, to be honest with you. But anyways, I want to go over and watch DT on the Drunk Turkey Show. What, Kent? Oh, sorry, Kent. Sometimes when you squeak through your thing. Okay. So with that being said, you guys, again, if you guys haven't hit that like and the share, Jack and Lily, of course, hit that like and the share. Keep the awareness out there. Thank you guys all for being here, and stuff like that. I'll do lives as I can. I'm on holidays, like I told you guys. So my husband might want to do something tomorrow. And anyways, I'll just try to do the lives as best as I can during my vacation time here. And DT is awesome. He is an awesome person.
Can I
But
just say
again,
something really quickly?
sure.
Just be patient with Daniel with Drunk Turkey. He's just getting into it. He's just now talking to the people. So
Yeah.
He'll get his own opinions, and it's going to be based on the information that he digs up. So just, you know what, be patient, and he's a good dude. So go check him out. Tell him we sent you. And
Yeah. We are Jack and Lily's voices. Okay, guys. So go over to the Drunk Turkey Show if you're not subscribed. But anyways, yeah. Like Sharmain said, be patient. Remember, he's just taking all this information in. It's been 3 months that we've been following it. We're on top of everything as much as we can be, for sure. And thank you guys for, again, your dedication to Jack and Lily. And thank you, Kent and Sharmain, for joining. Oh, Kent's gone. And the beautiful buddy bench and stuff like that. Thank you guys. I know that there's some emails. Again, I got more time to get to look at my emails and stuff like that. Again, if you have any pictures of rocks and stuff like that you're doing for Jack and Lily, feel free to send, or anything other beautiful thing that you've done for Jack and Lily. Randy, sending in Daniel's last written words, his children will grow up and see the lies that Daniel has written. Well, that's my thing, is that he might feel that way, right? But the bottom line is that the internet on stuff like, things are going to be there no matter what. So it's his own words. But we haven't had an outcome to Jack and Lily yet. So we'll see, of course, what happens there. And yeah, I mean, if that's what he feels like, that his truth is the truth, but we'll see. We'll see how that all goes. See you at the Drunk Turkey Show. Okay, bye. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye. All righty. Bye. Ready?